Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving back into one of the most beloved animated franchises of all time to revisit a chapter that truly raised the stakes. We're talking about the epic, the hilarious, the surprisingly emotional journey that is Ice Age, the Meltdown. So after the incredible success of the first Ice Age, where our unlikely trio of Manny the Mammoth, Sid the Sloth, and Diego the saber-toothed tiger returned a human baby to his tribe, we were all left wondering, what's next for this herd? The world they knew was a vast expanse of snow and ice, a frozen paradise of sorts. But as we all know, nothing lasts forever, especially not an Ice Age. The Meltdown kicks off with a bang, or rather, a splash. Our heroes are living the good life in a valley surrounded by towering glaciers. Sid has even opened his own summer camp, Camp Scrat, which is about as successful as you'd expect a camp run by Sid to be utter chaos. But underneath all the fun and games, a much bigger problem is brewing. The ice is melting, and it's melting fast. A fast-talking armadillo named, appropriately, Fast Tony, is peddling doomsday prophecies, selling things like bark and reeds as primitive scuba gear. While everyone mostly dismisses him as a con artist, there's a terrifying truth to his warnings. The massive ice dam holding back an ocean of water is about to break, threatening to flood their entire valley and turn it into a giant swimming pool of doom. The only hope for survival is a massive boat-like structure at the other end of the valley. A mass exodus begins. Amidst this looming catastrophe, our favorite grumpy mammoth, Manny, is dealing with a personal crisis. He's starting to fear he might be the last mammoth on Earth. It's a heavy thought, right? Imagine being the very last of your kind. This fear of extinction weighs on him heavily, making him even more withdrawn and cynical than usual. Diego is grappling with his own issues too. Surrounded by melting ice and rapidly rising water levels, he's forced to confront his secret, deep-seated fear of water, a pretty inconvenient phobia for a saber-toothed tiger in a flooding world. And Sid, well, Sid is just desperate for some respect, a feeling we can all relate to sometimes. He feels like the third wheel, constantly overlooked and underappreciated by his friends. Just when Manny has all but given up hope of ever seeing another mammoth, he stumbles upon the impossible, Ellie. She's a mammoth, a female mammoth. It's a miracle. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. Ellie is firmly convinced that she is an opossum. No, you heard that right. Raised from a young age by a loving opossum mother, she hangs upside down by her tail to sleep, hisses at danger, and travels with her to wisecracking, thrill-seeking brothers, Crash and Eddie. You can just imagine Manny's reaction. He's found the potential key to saving his species, and she thinks she's a giant, furry opossum. The initial interactions between Manny and Ellie are pure comedic gold. He tries to explain mammoth biology to her, and she just looks at him like he's crazy. "You're a mammoth," he insists, "but I'm an opossum." She retorts, pointing to her much smaller brothers as proof. It's a classic case of nature versus nurture, played out in the most absurdly funny way possible. With the floodwaters nipping at their heels, the expanded herd Manny, Sid, Diego, Ellie, Crash, and Eddie must journey together towards the safety of the boat. This road trip is where the heart of the film truly shines. Manny, desperate to preserve his species, tries to court Ellie in the most awkward, mammoth-like way possible. He talks about their duty to repopulate, which, as you can guess, doesn't go over well. Ellie, fiercely independent and still clinging to her opossum identity, is not having it. She values her family, her unique upbringing, and she's not about to let some grumpy, bossy mammoth tell her who she is. Their arguments are legendary. They bicker about everything, from the right way to travel to whether or not it is safe to walk across a field of explosive geysers. Crash and Eddie, the hyperactive opossum duo, add to the chaos, constantly pulling pranks and seeking out danger, much to Manny's annoyance. Through all this, Diego is secretly trying to overcome his aquaphobia, with Sid offering his own brand of helpful advice, which usually makes things worse before they get better. But as they travel, something beautiful happens. Manny starts to see Ellie not just as another mammoth, but as an individual. He learns about her past, how she was orphaned as a calf and adopted by opossums. He begins to respect her strength, her loyalty to her brothers, and her quirky, fun-loving spirit. In one of the most touching scenes, he shows her a cave painting of a mammoth family, and she finally starts to connect with her true heritage, realizing she's not alone. It is a powerful moment where she accepts who she is without losing the identity she has always known. Meanwhile, let's not forget the true star of the show, Scrat. His relentless, single-minded pursuit of that every elusive acorn continues in a parallel storyline that is even more epic this time around. From fighting off piranhas to accidentally causing massive cracks in the glacier, Scrat's Sisyphean struggle provides some of the movie's biggest laughs and most spectacular action sequences. His journey culminates in a moment of pure bliss when he finds an entire island of acorns, only to have it all washed away in the most heartbreakingly hilarious fashion. Poor Scrat, he just can't catch a break. Back with our main herd, the journey gets more perilous. The melting ice has unleashed the prehistoric sea reptiles, Cretaceous and Maelstrom, who are now hunting them from below the thinning ice. These creatures add a genuine sense of threat to the film. The scenes where they attack are tense and brilliantly animated, turning the journey into a real fight for survival. The climax of the film is a race against time. The glacier dam finally breaks, and a monstrous wall of water comes rushing towards the valley. The crowd of animals panics, scrambling for the boat. In the chaos, Manny, Ellie, Crash, and Eddie get trapped in a cave. Just as things look hopeless, Manny has a brilliant, if slightly insane, idea. He uses a log as a battering ram to dislodge a pile of rocks, diverting the flood and saving everyone. It's a moment of pure, selfless heroism. He proves that he's not just concerned about his own species. He's willing to risk his life for his entire, unconventional herd. During the flood, Diego finally conquers his fear, jumping into the raging water to save Sid, Crash, and Eddie. It's a triumphant moment for his character arc. And Ellie proves her own bravery, using her opossum-like agility to help save Manny. In the end, they all make it. The flood subsides, revealing a new, water-filled world. And just as Manny accepts that he and Ellie might be the last two, a whole herd of mammoths appears on the horizon. It's a bittersweet moment. Manny has found his people, but he realizes his true family is the one he's made. Ellie, Sid, Diego, Crash, and Eddie. He makes the choice to stay with his herd, his friends. Ellie, too, chooses to stay with him, blending her to family, her mammoth partner, and her opossum brothers into one. Ice Age: The Meltdown is more than just a sequel. It expands the world, deepens the characters, and introduces themes of identity, family, and environmental change. It masterfully balances laugh-out-loud comedy with genuine heart and thrilling action. It teaches us that family isn't just about blood. It's about the bonds you forge and the people you choose to journey through life with, no matter how strange or unconventional they may seem. It has a fantastic chapter in the Ice Age saga that reminds us that even when the world is melting around you, what really matters is sticking together. What's your favorite part of the Meltdown? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite movies. See you next time.